I've been hearing of this company for a long time ago, but I've never been here. It gives me great pleasure to come here. As the 54th president, we have a number of things that we have lined up for the year. Improvement of IT skills of our members is very topmost on my agenda. Many of you are aware of that AG Silicon is a highly IT compliant organization. We are involved in financial IT consulting, and we have impacted a lot on our members when it comes to IT. For me, disruption in IT is very, very key in the technology all over the world, and except we are up to date, we'll be left behind. So one of my agenda is to ensure that with technology disruptions like artificial intelligence, robotics, blockchain, Internet of Things, and so on, how do they impact on the practical realities of the job of accountants? How is it done practically today? So those are some of the things that we'll be doing this year. We are also working on reciprocity. That is making our certificates exchangeable with those that are right there over the world that are known for years. I'm talking about England and Wales. And just last week, we succeeded in the last stage of the arrangement by which our members can now apply to be members of England and Wales if they meet certain conditions. And there are basically only two now. After going through all the processes, they came, they studied our system under the World Bank Assisted Project in 2014, and they have upgraded our system. They examined our syllabus. It is satisfactory, compares with anyone favorable in the world. So, where we are now is that if our member wants to join that particular group, what to do, you must first of all have minimum of 5 years post-qualification experience. The second stage has to do with ascertaining your practical experience to make sure that you are good enough to hold their certificate. And how do you do that? There's a case study exam that one has to register for. So we are enjoining our members to be a little bit patient in that respect. You don't just go register because you may not pass it, but we want to arrange such that people will be coached as to the details of what the case study is supposed to be entailed and so on and so forth. Then you can then apply. So once you apply, you sit for the exam, you pass it, then you can also become member of England and Wales. Already we have secured that of CIFA, we have secured that of CIMA England, CIMA of England, of UK is the one I'm talking about. There are other reciprocities that we are working on. Top of my agenda is also issue of entrepreneurship. Over the years, accountants are known for keeping financial records. Accountants are known for auditing financial records. And a lot of people are already glued to that, Why should we be limited only to that? Why can we not own the business? And by our training, we have been packaged to be able to do all that. So we are engaging the developmental agencies like Bank of Industries, Midan, and so on and so forth. We're entering into memorandum of agreement so that at the end of my presidential year, I'll be in the position to say so number of my members through the instrumentality of the working arrangement with these departmental agencies, that so many of our members have now become entrepreneurs. And your council has set aside 100 million as a starting point. Bank of Industry has agreed with us that whatever amount we put down, they will put a counterpart fund. And we now use their structure to be able to ensure that people are able to meet the required conditions and will be able to dispose. There are so many other programs that we have that I may not be able to enumerate now. So let me thank you sincerely for according me the respect of meeting us this afternoon, and God bless you.
Thank you, my president. Thank you very much. I think before I start, there's a good news that I want to say. In the last 1.5 years, we have energized or installed more transformers, more than what has been done in previous 10 years. And I can also tell you that we have come up with a plan, a program, to stabilize the grid and make transmission a modern grid, just like any other modern grid across the world. You know, there are so many things you can do to modernize an organization, but there are some important ones, and there are some of them that you can call decorations. So the important things that we need to stabilize the grid are actually four things. One of them is that we need to have frequency under control. That means generators will all be on a free governor mode, to the extent that if the discos reduce load, the generators automatically, they will reduce their own load. That is the free governor. Before we came in February, there was no frequency under control in TCN. But I can tell you from June 2017, when we enforced the free governor control, we achieved a frequency control of 49.5 and 50.5 Hz. Sir, President, I will tell you that this has not been achieved in the history of Nigeria in the last 20 years. It has not been achieved. And when we achieved the frequency control, sir, we were told that it will be temporary. But I can tell you from June to date, it has been maintained, isn't it? We have also established a program to achieve the WAP standard of frequency control, which is the 49.8 and 50.2. We are waiting for the appropriate time to enforce it, but we are going to enforce it, sir. The next thing we need to have is that we need to have what they call spinning reserve. The spinning reserve is supposed to be an auxiliary service that is supposed to be provided by generators, but it's supposed to be paid for. That means generators that are connected to grid should put some of their generator on what we call mood, that anytime if there is a problem, they can pick up. They are not working, but they are not off. That is the spinning reserve. But you have to pay for it. If you look at our daily broadcast, the spinning reserve is either 0 or 40. But with a generation of 4,500 and 5,000, between 4,500 and 5,000, our spinning reserve is supposed to be 10%, meaning 450 megawatt. I'm also happy to tell you that we set up a committee last year which includes some of the generators to review why we are not getting the spinning reserve. And the report recommended that the tariff for the spinning reserve was not good enough to incentivize the generators. That's why they are not providing. But we submitted the report that recommended a good tariff to NAC. And I'm happy to tell you that in May this year, NAC approved that we should go for competitive procurement of the spinning reserve. And we have advertised it, and the advert is going to end, I think, next week. So we'll do the evaluation and we'll procure spinning reserve. At the same time, this is the first time that such adverts has ever taken place in the power sector. Now, the next thing we need to achieve is that we need to have what they call functional SCADA. Sir, I'm sure you are very aware about what I'm going to say, sir, because you have always been a IT person, because I remembered even when I qualified, I think you are one of the persons that trained me on computer, I remember. So you know this. The power sector is also just like any other organization. It's supposed to be automated, sir. All the grid and the line is supposed to be connected through what you call smart grid. So anything that happens on the grid, you are supposed to see it somewhere. So from the National Control Center, they can shut any operation in Maiduguri or any part of Nigeria. That is what you call smart grid. Now, to achieve the smart grid, you need to have what they call SCADA. SCADA is supervisory control and data acquisition. That is what is called SCADA. Now, for you to have the SCADA, you have to have what you call good communication backbone. And that is why every transmission line that you see this big wire, all of them that you see, everywhere that you see, there's a fiber optic on it. All our, they have fiber optic, we have fiber optic. So as we speak now, we control the biggest fiber connection in Nigeria. We control what? The biggest fiber connection in Nigeria. And our fiber is supposed to be the most reliable fiber because it's on top of high voltage. Nobody can dig it, nobody can cut it.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for more information on the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.